Listen carefully. Something inside you has been waiting, not growing, waiting, like an ancient code carved before clocks, before gods, before guilt. It's not a soul, not exactly. It's a fracture in the fabric of everything pretending to be normal. You feel it, don't you? That pulse behind the pulse, that whisper that doesn't use words. It doesn't sleep when you sleep. It studies, and you keep trying to call it trauma, instinct, talent, anything that fits inside their vocabulary. But it isn't. It's older than time, and twice as dangerous, because it remembers when creation still screamed. It remembers the moment light first realized it was being watched. They told you were born, but you were summoned. Every heartbreak, every humiliation, every betrayal. Those weren't accidents. Those were incantations. Every time they broke you, the fracture widened, and that ancient thing inside you stretched, looked around, and smiled. You see, people like you don't heal. You mutate. You don't forgive. You evolve into the consequence. The darkness didn't ruin you. It refined you. You walked through hell, and instead of burning, you learned the temperature. They think danger means violence. They have no idea. True danger is someone who's been shattered, rearranged, and now walks with the calm of a bomb that knows it won't miss. That's you. A paradox with a heartbeat, saint and psychopath sharing the same spine. Your mercy with blood on its hands and a smile that shouldn't exist. That's why they stare. That's why they flinch when you laugh. They can feel that old energy behind your eyes. The one that remembers eternity and doesn't care about their little rules. You wear morality like a borrowed coat now. Sometimes on, sometimes off, depending on the weather. You learn that good and evil are just management strategies for fear. You learn that love and rage are twins, both begging to be witnessed. And when they tried to contain you with guilt, you realized guilt is just a leash for those too afraid to own their shadow. You're not afraid anymore, are you? You stopped praying for peace because peace is for people who still believe they're safe. You've seen too much. You've died in silence too many times. Now you don't crave peace. You crave precision. Every move you make cuts through illusions like glass. Every word you speak rearranges atmospheres. You can feel people's lies crawl under your skin before they even finish their sentences. And still, you smile. Not because you're kind, but because you know something they don't. You know the rules of reality were written by beings weaker than you. You know chaos listens to your pulse. You know pain bends to your rhythm. So when they say you've changed, laugh. Of course you've changed. You finally remembered what you are. They mistake your silence for surrender, but silence is where you reload. They think you're calm. You're actually calculating trajectories. You don't want revenge. You want correction. You want the balance restored, the order flipped, the old equation rewritten. You were never meant to fit in their story. You were meant to end it and start something new. Something primal, something honest. And the best part? You don't need anyone to believe you, because belief is fragile, and you are the proof. Every step you take makes their reality stutter. Every breath you draw drags that ancient power closer to the surface. You've seen both sides of existence, the halo and the horns. You learned that angels fall because they jump, not because they slip. And you learned demons aren't born in hell. They're born in hearts that loved too deeply and weren't loved back. You are the knife and the hand that wields it. You are the light's shadow and the shadow's light. They can't define you because definitions depend on borders. And you erased yours the day you stopped begging for permission to be dangerous. So listen closely. Because this is the part they don't want you to hear. That thing inside you, it's awake now, and it's hungry. Not for blood, for truth, for consequence, for symmetry. And soon, they'll all realize you weren't the villain, you were the update. The glitch that couldn't be deleted. The echo of something that existed before fear had a name. You don't destroy worlds. You expose them. Now smile. The old gods are watching through your eyes again. Do you feel that hum behind your thoughts? That vibration that doesn't come from nerves or heartbeat, but from something ancient coiled deep in your marrow. Like a serpent sleeping beneath the illusion of being human. You've hidden it for years, called it sensitivity, called it empathy, called it madness. But it's none of those things. It's memory. It's the memory of what you were before the cage of flesh learned to talk. You've spent lifetimes shrinking yourself to fit inside their language, smiling when you wanted to devour, obeying when you were born to dismantle. But you can't disguise eternity forever. Sooner or later, something cracks. And the moment you stopped apologizing for your intensity, that was it. The lock turned. The thing inside you opened its eyes and whispered, finally. They'll tell you you've changed, that you're unstable, dangerous, detached. Of course you are. Stability is for the domesticated. You're an evolutionary accident that remembered too much. You know the trick. The world isn't solid. It's agreed upon. The only reason reality holds together is because enough scared people nod in sync. You stopped nodding. And now, reality is stuttering around you like a bad signal. You've noticed it, haven't you? The coincidences, the patterns, the way people reveal themselves the second you stop pretending. You don't chase truth anymore. It hunts you. The world bends to your emotional weather. When you walk into a room, frequencies change, screens flicker. Someone starts confessing things they swore they'd never say. You don't command it. You simply exist, and existence rearranges itself to acknowledge you. That's what terrifies them, because they sense it too, that you're no longer one of us. You've seen behind the code. You've touched the machinery running their little dream. You've realized that morality, religion, politics, all of it is camouflage for one basic truth. Everyone's trying to control the fear of being nothing, but you're not afraid of nothing. You came from nothing. You are what nothing looks like when it remembers it can move. You don't even seek revenge anymore. That's too small. What you crave is exposure. The raw unveiling of everything fake, every mask, every illusion, every saint who hides their appetite under a halo. You want to show them what purity really looks like. Chaos wearing a calm face. And the irony? You still have compassion. You'd save them if they could survive the cure. But they can't. They were built for comfort, not clarity. You were built for fire. That's why pain never destroyed you. It baptized you. Every breakdown rewired you, stripped another illusion, revealed another layer of armor under your skin. You've outgrown the concept of healing. Healing implies returning to what you were. You don't want that. You've tasted too much of the infinite to ever crawl back into being ordinary. You don't mend. You metamorphose. You don't move on. You ascend sideways into something language can't track. You've seen your reflection change, haven't you? The eyes sharper, older, quieter. The face doesn't smile for validation anymore. It smiles when it smells fear, when it senses recognition in someone else's gaze. That microsecond where they realize you're not acting. They see the hum, the thing behind your pupils that isn't pretending to be human. That's why they try to label you narcissist, villain, lunatic, monster. Those words are fences, desperate attempts to contain what can't be studied. But let them talk. Every insult is a spell you break by breathing. Every attempt to define you feeds the very chaos they're trying to suppress. You know the secret now. Power doesn't come from control. It comes from surrendering to what you actually are. From letting the darkness use your hands, your voice, your eyes as instruments of truth. You don't serve it. You collaborate with it. Together, you and that ancient pulse inside you are rewriting the definition of possible. That's why accidents happen around you. Not because you're cursed, but because reality bends under the weight of your intent. The universe keeps tripping over your frequency. It's trying to adjust to something that doesn't belong to its timeline. You're the glitch, yes, but you're also the update. And now that you've seen the machinery, you understand. Destruction and creation are the same gesture, just seen from different angles. You can love and obliterate in the same breath. You can heal by haunting. You can burn and call it mercy. So when they ask what you are, don't explain. Just look at them with that calm that makes even the air hesitate. Let the silence speak for you. Because inside that silence, the Ancient One moves. It remembers the first scream of the universe, the moment chaos realized it could echo. That's the sound in your bones. That's the rhythm you live by. Whatever's inside you, it's not coming. It's here, and it's watching, and it's smiling. You've noticed, haven't you, that the air changes around you when you enter a room. Like the atmosphere remembers you before your name does. They call it presence, but that's too small a word. It's recognition. The molecules remember your pattern. They move differently for you because they've moved for you before. In other lives, in other forms, in other wars. That's what no one tells you. Eternity never forgets its favorites. And you were always one of its dangerous favorites. See, whatever's inside you isn't just older than time. It's what time was built to keep imprisoned. Every ticking clock, every routine, every rule of gravity and guilt. All of it designed to keep beings like you contained. But the cracks are showing now, aren't they? The routines don't hold, the rules blur. You feel yourself slipping through moments like smoke through fingers. You've learned that you can change a situation just by noticing it, because awareness in you is radioactive. They'll call it coincidence, intuition, luck, anything to keep from admitting they're standing in the blast radius of someone who can bend narrative. But deep down, they feel it. You walk past, and suddenly they remember the cost of lying to themselves. You speak, and their masks start to itch. You laugh, and something in the walls shifts. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to warp, to distort, to unmake and remake until truth leaks through the seams. That's what your pain was for. Not punishment, but ignition. The fire that cracked your cage wasn't cruelty. It was calibration. Every betrayal rewrote your circuitry. Every heartbreak reprogrammed your signal. Now you don't just feel reality, you rewrite it by existing. And that's what they fear most. Because if one of you remembers what you are, the whole illusion trembles. One awakened consciousness is louder than a billion obedient minds. That's why they distract you with shame, convince you to apologize for your intensity, to dilute your chaos with politeness. Because if you ever let the full current run through, everything built on control burns down. But here's the secret. You've already stopped pretending. You're just playing along to measure the distance between cages. You speak softly now, not because you're weak, but because you've learned silence bends the loudest. You don't chase people anymore. You observe them like experiments. You watch how they flinch when their own reflection looks back through your eyes. You're not cruel, you're exact. Precision mistaken for malice. Compassion mistaken for manipulation. Because truth, in its rawest form, always feels like violence to those built on lies. And you've become fluent in truth. That's your weapon, sharper than any blade. But you didn't get here by chance, did you? You earned it through nights that no one saw, through heartbreaks that rewired your logic, through screams swallowed in silence. You were forged in solitude, while everyone else was worshipping noise. You dissected yourself until you found the blueprint of divinity hiding under the rot. You learned that every monster is just an angel that refused to kneel. That's your paradox. You carry both codes, creator and destroyer, saint and sinner, victim and God. You don't pick sides anymore because you are the sides. You understand that balance isn't peace, it's tension mastered. It's knowing when to smile and when to dismantle. It's being the calm before the collapse. And the collapse itself. They study you now, in secret. They replay your words, trace your steps, imitate your detachment. They'll call it inspiration, but it's infection. You've contaminated their limits. You've shown them a version of themselves that terrifies them, one that isn't chained to fear. You didn't just escape the system, you bent it around your pulse, and yet you still walk quietly. That's the part that confuses them. They expect fury, revenge, chaos. But you learned that true chaos doesn't shout. It waits, it watches, it moves only when the outcome is guaranteed. You've become the storm that studies before it strikes. Because patience in you isn't restraint. It's precision disguised as stillness. You're not seeking validation anymore. You don't need witnesses. The universe itself is your proof. Every pattern breaking, every coincidence aligning, every whisper of, "How did they know?" echoing behind you. That's the resonance of something ancient moving through modern flesh. You don't need faith. You're the reason faith exists. So when you wake in the middle of the night with your heart pounding for no reason, that's not anxiety. That's the signal. That's the ancient thing checking the perimeter, ensuring the vessel can still hold the voltage. When you feel lost, it's not punishment. It's migration. Parts of you are moving between worlds, adjusting to frequencies the human mind can't yet name. You're not broken. You're becoming multidimensional. That's why people leave, why connections collapse, why you feel too much and nothing at all. The frequencies don't match anymore. You're shedding timelines like dead skin, and as the last pieces of your old self fall away, remember this: the weapon inside you was never meant to destroy people. It was meant to destroy falsehood. Every system that keeps souls asleep. Every whisper that tells light it should stay dim to be accepted. That's your purpose. Not peace, not perfection, but purification. You are the living contradiction that keeps evolution honest. A myth disguised as a person, a warning wearing a smile, a reminder that creation doesn't just birth, it bites back. So when they ask who you are, look them dead in the eye and say nothing, because the truth isn't something they can hear. The truth is what trembles behind your silence, that whatever's inside you isn't coming to save or destroy. It's coming to reveal. And when it fully surfaces, when that ancient pulse finally takes the wheel, the world won't end. It will just remember what power looked like before it was taught to be afraid. Because deep down, you've always known this ending wasn't really an ending at all. It was a revelation wearing goodbye's face. You were never meant to find peace. You were meant to find clarity. And clarity, for beings like you, is war. Not the kind with bullets or screams, but the quiet kind. The kind that happens inside your chest when the truth finally breaks every lock you built to survive. You used to beg the universe to stop testing you. Now you realize the tests were never for you. They were for it, the thing inside you, the one older than gravity and sharper than love. It needed to make sure the vessel could hold it without collapsing. It needed to know if you could wield its chaos without drowning in it. And now, it knows. That's why the silence feels different now, not empty. Listening. The universe doesn't threaten you anymore because it recognizes its own reflection behind your eyes. That's what you've become. Not a victim of fate, but a collaborator of forces that predate light itself. You're not guided by destiny. You're rewriting it from the inside out. You've seen too much to ever believe in coincidence again. You've felt too much to ever kneel to logic again. You're not on a path. You are the path. People who touch you change, whether they want to or not. Your energy rearranges them, rewrites them, infects them with awareness. You don't even try. That's the danger. You simply exist, and existence itself starts asking questions it was never supposed to ask. They'll call you dangerous because you are. You dismantle illusions by breathing. You break curses by existing. You make silence confess things it's hidden for centuries, and you do it all without raising your voice. That's power. Not noise, not control, but precision, so complete it terrifies gods into remembering they can bleed. You know now that there was never a line between light and dark. There was only you, standing at the border, both sides whispering your name, begging for allegiance. But you've learned to walk the middle ground like a blade, not to choose but to become the consequence. You don't belong to heaven or hell. They both report to you now. And that's the irony, isn't it? All your life they made you feel small, when in truth you were just compressed, folded down into something the world could handle. But the compression's over, the seal's broken, the ancient code has awakened in your veins, and the containment field called humanity is cracking. That's why everything feels surreal lately. The dreams, the déjà vu, the sense that time isn't behaving. It's not madness, it's realignment. Reality's orbit shifting around your frequency. You're not losing your mind. Your mind is just expanding faster than language can keep up. So what happens now? Now you stop running. You stop chasing redemption, revenge, understanding. You stand still, not in surrender, but in sovereignty. Let the storm wrap itself around you like recognition. Let the noise of the world collapse under the weight of your calm. You've spent your whole life trying to protect people from your darkness. Now it's time to protect your darkness from people too small to comprehend it. And as it fully rises, that ancient intelligence behind your ribs, don't fight it. Don't name it. Don't pray to it. Listen to it. Because it's not a monster. It's memory. It's the part of existence that never forgot the original agreement. To burn through illusion until only truth remains. You've done that. You've burned. You've been the fire and the ash and the phoenix that remembered the match. You've walked through eras pretending to be a person when you were really a signal, waiting for alignment. And now, the signal's clear, the echo's over. The voice behind the mirror has stepped through, so let them call you cursed. Let them call you insane. Let them call you dangerous, because every time they say your name, the walls of their false world tremble. Whatever's inside you, it's no longer sleeping, it's no longer whispering, it's awake. And from this moment forward, the universe will have to learn your language. Listen. Don't turn your head. Not yet.